As a flat pedal rider, shoes are incredibly important. In my opinion, you control your bike mainly through your lower body. Everything with your lower body has to go through your feet and therefore your shoes to make the correct inputs to the bike. In this video, we're going to be talking about the 510 Impact and why it's my favorite mountain bike shoe on the market right now. So let's get into it. So I've had these specific shoes for going on 3 years, which is a long lifespan for a pair of mountain bike shoes. These, while they are worn, they still have a decent amount of life left in them. When you hold this shoe, it's just like much heavier, feels much more robust, and it feels more like a boot than like a tennis shoe. And when you hold a lot of other shoes, they feel more like Vans or streetwear, especially for what these are intended to do, which is like downhill racing. I wear them for everything from trail riding to downhill racing to jumps, everything in between. I'm okay with having a heavier shoe and I prefer it. Feels like you can just kick rocks with these things. And unfortunately, that's what you end up having to do a lot of the times when you're on flat pedals. The toe box is reinforced. They're not steel toe or anything like that, but they've got really stiff rubber up here, a super thick sole that comes up quite a ways on the shoe. Just makes it feel like my feet are a lot less exposed on the trail. I've had times in other shoes where I've hit a loose rock or kicked something and it goes straight to my toe and it really hurts. But I feel way more protected in this shoe. Yeah, I guess the point I'm trying to make is it just feels like a quality build. They are more expensive, but it's clearly gone into more material, really good stitching, and a shoe that's going to hold up for multiple seasons. So with that in mind, let's continue to talk about the rubber and the sole itself. This is Stealth rubber. It's known to be the best in the industry for a reason. You can see here that these soles have had their fair share of use. They're pretty worn in at this point, but in my experience, I haven't tried a stickier sole than these, and I think it helps that the sole is so thick. The pedal pins really have something to dig into. I think it is a tough balance to have something soft enough that the pins will penetrate into without wearing out too quickly. And I think this is a pretty good balance. It just works and it's really sticky. I do also really appreciate the thickness of the tongue and the thickness of the padding around the heel. It just feels like there's more protection and they're a lot comfier. I've also ridden the Impact Pros, and those are awesome shoes. They are a bit lighter, they breathe better, but they do just feel a bit lighter and not as durable as these Impacts. For my feet, these Impacts feel a little bit comfier. The Impact Pros aren't as cushy. A lot of other shoes I see also use really cheap laces. Like, I don't know, that's just like something that puts me off. I'm like, this lace feels cheap, it's really thin. These laces are thick, heavy, and they just feel higher quality. And something that I run into when I'm using mountain bike gear, putting things on my bike, especially in an area like a contact point, like my shoe, which is honestly like a safety issue if this thing doesn't perform well. I'm not into taking a budget option. Like for a shoe, I think these are like $180, which is really pricey, but saving $50 or $60 on a shoe for me isn't really going to be the make or break thing that allows me to go mountain biking. For me, it's really important to invest in the best footwear I can because ultimately that's going to keep me from having more sketchy moments, keep my feet on the pedals, and keep me feeling confident on my flat pedals. In my opinion, these 510 Impacts are the one-way ticket to max grip, max confidence in your flat pedal setup. No matter what flat pedals you're on, I feel like these are going to be your best bet to the most amount of grip and the most amount of confidence in your feet. And like I said, these feel more like light duty work boots than just a glorified skate shoe. And I think that's where I feel like I'm putting these on, I'm going mountain biking, and I don't have to worry about my feet. And I'd say the only thing I really don't like about them is because they're so thick and a little bit heavier, they really don't handle water well, and it takes a while for them to dry out. And like I said, if you're in a situation where that becomes more of an issue and you want a lighter shoe, the Impact Pro is an awesome option. It has a really similar sole and is really meant for the same purpose. It's just in a lighter package. So let me know if you guys have tried these shoes, if there's any other shoes on the market that you think are better than these, and just what your riding experience has been in different brands of flat pedal riding shoes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.